All right, guys, so today we're going to be working on writing and solving linear equations and notes. We've done something like this before, but we didn't have equations. They were just expressions. Well, we're going to actually have equal signs. So number one says 6 less than 4 times the number is 18. What is the number? Start with the easy part first. Anytime you see is in a number, all that means is equals that number. 6 less than 4 times the number. Well, less than, we know we're going to have subtraction. 4 times, we know we're going to have multiplication. But remember, on the chart that you have, less than tells you got to flip the order. So 4 times the number is going to be written as 4x minus 6. We can't do 6 minus 4x. When it says less than, you have to flip. So now it asks, what is the number? Well, this is just a two-step equation. So we're going to move the constant, and then we're going to divide by the coefficient, and x equals 6. It's a word problem, but it's just asking for a number, so x equals 6 is my final answer. You and 3 friends divide the proceeds of a garage sale equally. The garage sale earned $412. How much money did each friend receive? So we earned $412. We want to divide it to figure out how much each friend gets, and there are 3 friends. So we're looking for x. And remember, it looks like a fraction here, so when we punch it in our calculator, punch it in as a fraction, we needed a decimal, so it's $137. Oops, sorry. 137.33. But now this one is a word problem asking us a question, how much money did they receive? So we need to make sure we put the money sign or dollar sign in front of it. Excuse me, Brianna has saved $600 to buy a new TV. The TV she wants costs $800, and she saves $20 a week. How many weeks will it take her to buy the TV? So we need $1,800. There's a couple of ways to do this, but I'm going to do it with addition, not subtraction. So anyway, we need $1,800, right? She has saved $600 to buy a new TV, and she saves $20 a week. How many weeks? Well, we know we saved $20. We just don't know for how many weeks we have to save it. And she's already saved $600. So that's how we would set it up. We'll talk more through this in class. Two-step equation now. Move the constant. Divide by the coefficient. Create a fraction, put 1,200 on the top, 20 on the bottom. It is 60. Again, now it's asking us a question, not just for a number. How many weeks will it take? Well, it's going to take 60 weeks. Don't have to write a complete sentence, but you have to give me units. All right. Next, we've got a rectangle that is 5 yards longer than it is wide. Okay, so we have a rectangle. We don't know how wide it is, but we do know that the length is 5 yards longer. Well, if we don't know how wide it is, we're going to go ahead and put an X there. And we know this side right here is 5 yards longer than that. So I need that to be that width plus 5 yards longer. Well, if we know anything about rectangles, we know those 2 sides are going to be congruent. Those 2 sides are going to be congruent. Next, its perimeter is 98 yards. Well, look, there's that is and a number, so we know it's going to be equal to 98. Perimeter, we got to remember what perimeter means. And perimeter means when I add up all the measurements of the outside, it's going to equal whatever my perimeter is. So we're just going to take these numbers and we're going to add them all together, even though they're not all numbers. But watch this. So there's one side, x. I'm going to just do this one over here. Plus x. Plus that right there. Plus that again. So now to solve this, just ask yourself, how many x's do I see? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 x's, plus 5 and 5 is 10, equals 98. Two-step equation, subtract 10, 4x equals 88, divide by the coefficient. I'm going to write my answer over here. X equals, create a fraction, 88 on top, 4 on the bottom, 22. Do we have any units? Well, it mentions yards, so 22 yards. Now, what did we just find? Because it asked for the length and the width. Well, X was the width, so the width is 22 yards. But the length is 22 yards plus 5. Well, 22 plus 5 is 27. So this one you got to go a little extra step to figure out what your final answer is. All right, next we're going to do something that's one of my favorite things to do in foundations in Algebra 1. You might not like it, but I do. And that is we're looking for consecutive numbers, whether it be consecutive even numbers, or consecutive odd numbers, okay? So we're going to use this chart up here. I'm not going to talk about it a lot right now, but as we use it, we'll refer to it up here. So number 5, we need the sum of 3 consecutive even numbers is 1002. So we know it's going to be equal to 1002. We're going to find the 3 numbers. So we're looking for consecutive even numbers. So right here we see consecutive even numbers. So this tells me what my equation is going to look like. It's going to look like an x plus x plus 2 plus x plus 4. This one kind of sets up like the perimeter one we just did. Now I can combine all my x's. I've got 3 x's. I can combine my plus 2 and my plus 4. That gives me plus 6 equals 1002. Two-step equation, subtract by 6. That leaves me 3x equals 996. Divide by 3. Create a fraction. On the top, 996. On the bottom, 3. And that gives me 332. So x equals 332. But I need to find all the numbers. So my first one is 332. Well, to find the next one, I need x plus 2. So I'm going to do 332 plus 2, and my next number is going to be 334. So they're both even, so we're probably right. My next one needs to be whatever my x was, 332 plus 4, so that's going to be 336. So these are consecutive even numbers, 2, 4, 6. If I was to count by even, starting at 2, 2, 4, 6, they go in order. That's what consecutive even numbers mean. Real quick, if you add all these up, you should end up with 1002. Let's see if this works, see if we did it right. So that's going to be 332 plus 334 plus 336, 1002. So we are correct. Next, we're going to do the sum of 4 consecutive numbers, not even or odd, just numbers, that add up to 4,810. So there's my 4,810. So consecutive numbers, I'm just going to do x plus 1, x plus 2. And I got to do another one because I'm doing 4. So my next one's going to be x plus 3. So it's going to be x plus 1 plus x plus 2 plus x plus 3. And that's it. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4 x's. Add up your numbers now. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 and 3 is 6. Equals 4,810. Excuse me. I'm going to subtract 6. That gives me 4x equals 4,804. I'm going to divide by 4. So my first number is 4,804 on the top, 4 on the bottom. My first number is 1,201. So now I need to do x plus 1. Remember, we're talking about just consecutive numbers, so we're going to use these. So x plus 1, so it's going to be 1201 plus 1. Well, that's easy. So then I need 12, always go back to this first number. I need 1201 plus 2, so that's 1203. And then I need, back to the first number, 1201 plus 3 is 1204. So these are consecutive numbers, they're not just even or odd. So if I was counting, I would go to these three numbers next, and that is exactly what happens. Next, find three consecutive odd integers. So now we're using this row right here, three consecutive odd integers whose sum is 261. So that's going to be equal to 261. We're using three of them, so here are my numbers. If you notice, they're the same as the even ones, but make sure you use what's written right there. So it's x plus 2 plus x plus 4. Combine your x's. I've got 1, 2, 3 of them. Combine your numbers, plus 6 equals 261. Okay, next, two-step equation, subtract your constant. That gives me 255. Divide by 3. 255 divided by 3. Oh, I did that wrong. Sorry, I used division. We should have done a fraction. Get the same answer, but I like punching it in the fraction because that's how it looks right here. So x equals 85. So now to figure out your next number, that is an odd number, so we're off to a good start because I was looking for odd. So next, I need to add 2, so I need an x plus 2, so I need 85 plus 2, that gives me 87. And then next I need to do x plus 4, that gives me 87 plus 4, that gives me 91. So there are my three consecutive numbers. If I add all those up, I will get 255, so I know I'm correct. We're not going to do this last one because it's really same type as this one right here. We're just looking for, all we want is the smallest of the number, so I'm not going to make you do that one. All right, see y'all in class.